How are you going to signal us?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning, afternoon.
How you doing today?
Excellent.
Excellent. Did you work this weekend for Columbus Day?
Columbus Day, yes. I worked both Saturday and Sunday, showing a few houses, as well as opening one of my listings.
What was the market activity like?
It's actually pretty strong.
Yeah, it seems
Much
like it's
better-
starting to get busier.
Much
again.
better than it was, say, a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, granted, that may have a lot to do with the fact that it was pouring down rain all of September, but it's been great the last couple weekends.
So today we have a topic. Speaking of like getting into the fall,
Yes.
getting towards the holidays. Thanksgiving's coming up, and then we have the winter holidays. We wrote down 11 what we think is our 11 top reasons
Top reasons.
why it's good to list during the holidays to sell your home.
Right.
So
Because we get this question, I mean, I've got, as a matter of
it's
fact,
very common.
a couple people right now that are asking me those very questions. Should I list now during the holiday season, or should I just wait until January or February? And, well, very timely. Let's talk about it.
At the top of the list, we wrote down, people who look for a home during the holidays are more serious.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they're out there now
Yes.
or during the holidays,
Yeah.
they must need a home. Yeah.
Right.
There seems to be fewer buyers at that time, but the ones that are out.
But the
that
ratio of the more serious
Oh,
versus
yeah.
what we like to call the looky-loos are
Exactly.
not as many. Yeah.
I mean, they're not just looking like kicking tires.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the second one?
We talked about the serious buyers, fewer homes. So your competition means more money for you, less competition. So as a seller,
Right.
you've got one of, let's just make a number out there, and one of 10 homes for sale. But instead of being only 10 versus say a hot season in the spring where you might be 25 homes,
Yeah.
you've got less competition.
So it's kind of like supply and demand.
Absolutely.
It works
and it
works
goes
to
back to that
advantage.
first
Yeah.
point as far as the buyers being a heavier ratio on the serious side. It only helps you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that most people just don't realize that there are serious buyers then,
Right.
and those serious buyers need a home,
Right.
and they have fewer choices. So you're gonna
Yep.
have a better chance.
Yep.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
So
great.
third one on the supply, since the supply of listings will dramatically increase in January,
Mhm.
there'll be less demand for your particular home
Right. Okay.
if you go into January. So less demand means less money for you, right?
Yep.
So you
Which
might
is-
actually make more money.
Which
by
is
getting
the
better-
bottom line, what every seller is looking for.
Yeah, I mean, so again, conventional thinking is not always correct.
Right.
So fourth reason, houses show better when decorated for the
Definitely.
holidays.
And they really do. And people say, well, what about the spring? One of the flowers can come up. Like, God, there's not much more visibility as far as memory making than driving up to a house that has all the lights up, and whether it be Thanksgiving or the winter holidays. I mean, it's special, and it does pop. People love it.
It's kind of like staging your home
Yeah,
for the holidays.
it is.
I
mean,
people tend to have their house
think
looking
of
better.
going to the mall
Yeah.
in the holiday season versus going to the mall in June. Bland, vibrant.
Now, I'm going to stump you on this one.
Popular.
Some sellers sometimes say this to me. They say, well, I understand that for the holidays, but what if someone comes to look at the house and they don't celebrate the holiday that we celebrate? Is that a reason then not to go on the market?
That is absolutely not a reason to go on.
Is
the
it any
market.
different than the same thing
No.
today? People might celebrate different holidays
Exactly.
in the
And
summer.
that's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like saying, what happens if somebody doesn't like green and they're coming into your house? I mean, it's. If you start thinking that way, you're going to go down a rabbit hole that's just you're going to go
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, net, I think
Yeah.
houses look great in the
Yeah,
holidays,
absolutely.
so it's a good
Yeah.
time. This is a good one here. Buyers are more emotional during the holidays,
they
so
are.
they're more likely to pay your price.
An emotional buyer is your best friend if you're a seller.
I mean, if they're get really attached to the house.
especially if you've got a unique home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I often say,
Absolutely.
again, this is self-serving,
Uh-huh.
because we're real estate agents and realtors, but that's why our clients need us, because sometimes the emotions get involved in negotiations, and they overpay,
Yep.
or they leave money on the table,
Our
so-
job is to be
Yeah.
emotion
But
free.
we tend to see this more during the holidays because they are caught up in the decoration, and
Mhm.
they want to get it done. Sixth top reason feel like David.
I was gonna say I was
Letterman.
gonna be like David Letterman, but I'm sure there's a copyright law there that we're gonna. But yeah,
Yeah. So David would say buyers have more time to look for a home during the holidays than they do during a working week.
they do. They're off.
They're off.
It's a
oftentimes.
slower time of year for business wise, unless you're maybe in retail.
Right.
So you've got time off, and again, you're looking at these houses on a Monday or Tuesday versus a Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they definitely have more free time.
Yeah. So 7 on our list. Some people must buy before the end of the year for tax reasons. Just like having a baby, you get the tax deduction.
Right. Right. I mean,
We did
yeah,
that
I mean,
with one of our sons. The doctor came in and said, you know, you're overdue, and we can
We got a
induce
little
on
personal
December
information going on here now, yeah.
31st or January 1st. And I didn't even know at the time because I was so young about the tax benefit, but the doctor pointed out the tax benefit. So we do have buyers that for certain reasons are like,
Yep.
you know, I can deduct the points on my loan potentially,
Yep.
you know, if I
Yep.
do it this year versus a week later. So, yeah.
talk to your tax accountant on that one.
Yeah, that, do not rely on us for tax advice, definitely, but it's a good question to ask them. This is a good one. You wanna read this one?
We on 8 now?
Yes.
January is traditionally a month for employers to begin new jobs. Absolutely. They transfer and they cannot wait until the spring to buy. So the market's now, capture it. That's absolutely huge.
Yeah,
when
they're
people
starting
are-
a new job,
people
like,
are
I don't have
coming
time
in.
till later in the
Yeah,
spring to
People
look.
are coming in, they're coming into the holidays because, well, it's the holidays, but they're being transferred.
Yeah.
They've got the time off. We talked about their time being more flexible. That's when they're looking.
So you wanna be on the
So,
market then, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Number 9, you can still be on the market, but you have the option to restrict showings during the 6 or 7
Of course.
days during the holidays.
of course.
And normally, we would tell a seller, we don't ever want to restrict showing activity. We always want to make the home as easily accessible
to be
as
I mean, yes,
possible. Flexible.
exactly.
But in the holidays, the buyers tend to understand.
Right. Of course they do.
They're serious, and they're like, but I don't
Yeah.
want to inconvenience you, so we understand
Yeah.
if we can't see it. For example, if someone's celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, say,
you
no
may
showings
not come on
Christmas morning until
Right.
until 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I think that's understandable. Yeah.
Although I will
think-
tell you, I've actually negotiated contracts on Christmas, I'm sad
Well,
to
yeah,
say,
that's-
but
yeah.
I have. In the afternoon, though. Yeah. Okay. Number 10. You can sell now for more money, and we will provide for a delayed closing or extended occupancy until early next year. What's that mean?
It's an option. If you're the seller, it's all negotiation. When you're taking that offer, and the other buyer may or may not be in the situation where they're having to move in or for jobs purposes and so forth, you can tell them, you know what, hey, we're not going to move out. We may close in January, going back to that tax reason, but we're gonna rent back, is what it's called. You, the seller, now stays in the house 2-3 weeks
Post-settlement occupancy?
post-settlement. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So now it gives you time to get past the holidays and pack and move and do it on.
I know where some people get kind of anxious is, say we put their house like on the market like right after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of buyers will want to settle within 30 days or so. So suddenly
Right.
they're like, where am I going to go
Right, on New
for the
Year's,
holidays,
exactly.
for the winter
Yeah.
season? And that's when we do what you said.
Right.
And we make, you know,
And it's not that difficult because remember the buyer is usually in the same
they're
predicament.
not
as well.
expecting the seller to
No.
move out on Christmas Day.
What are you
Yeah,
doing New
I
Year's?
agree.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's why we put this on here. So that kind of segues into our last one. By selling now, you may have an opportunity to be a non-contingent buyer. So we could like settle by the end of the year.
Right.
Got your money in your pocket.
Yep.
And then during the spring, when more homes are coming on,
Yep.
now I've reversed it. Now I'm the seller when the inventory was low, sold
Right.
my house during the holidays, and then I got my powder, and I'm ready to go buy a house as more homes come on in the spring when we're not competing with them.
Right.
Yeah. So.
All good.
This is who wrote did Patty write this? This will allow
Our
you
own
to
Patty.
sell high and buy low.
So I buy low.
Yeah, that's always how you make money, right?
I think so.
Or
I
buy
think
low then sell high.
Yeah, you can do it one way or the
Yeah.
other. I mean, 220, 221, whatever it takes.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I get it.
So those are our 11 top reasons why you should list during the holidays.
Yep.
Against the conventional thinking. And like I think we mentioned a couple weeks ago, December of last year, 17,
17, exactly.
was our
ginormous.
busiest month for
Yep.
the entire year.
Yep.
So I think that validates what we were talking about.
Absolute fact.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you. If you have any questions, you can always email them to sales@thebeltteam.com, or you can call us.
Call us.
Do you know our number, Tom?
It's 703-242-3975.
Excellent. Or if you just want to check out properties and stuff, you can go to beltteamrealestate.com if you're a buyer. If you're a seller, you can go to thebeltteam.com. So have a great week.
Yep.
See you next
Take care,
time.
everybody.
Bye.